Lesson number one, my country people, Dr. Waiting. Listen, whether or not you accept, my country people is a force to reckon with. Me, I agree. He's an enemy that is strong. So we got to be technical to what they do. We thank my country people for this wonderful job. Now, we'll go ahead.
Former evangelist Ndim Joel, who was famously known as Phil Melepede, one of the pioneer youths to take up arms against the state of Cameroon when crisis erupted in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon, was presented at the explanade of the Melepede Divisional Office in Nkunda on Friday after he dropped his weapons on Wednesday.
We have succeeded to advise him to come back home, to leave behind all the killing, all the useless thing that they have been doing. They are also victims because they have been misled by their brothers abroad.
Joel and one of his fighters, General Jagaban, promised to embrace peace, encouraging others to also drop their weapons.
I don't come today to meet up my papa them, to hand over everything. I don't see and say what will be the do it be very wrong. And my brothers them, where they there for bush, may all them they come so they'll be together. We'll see how all things will be fine. Any picking, when I'm a picking there for bush, if you are come this year, may call my number. I will can't receive it for any place. You know, for bush, you feel sick, you know, get way for go hospital. So at the beguna, mona come all.
Happy with the decision, the Meme SDO Chamberlain Tundong handed a brand new motorcycle to the former separatist commander, stating that it will help him generate some finances to take care of his family.
The bike we offer to him today is for him to move freely in the sensitization of the remaining in the bushes and other in town. But the most important with the bike is that leaving the SG office before getting to Bishay Junction, he going to have already his 1,000 in the pocket for him to go and sit around Total Bonjour to eat goat meat pepper soup and drink maniac. That means the bike is an immediate job that the state is giving to them.
He also promised that those still holding guns should be confident that they will be free if they make a bold step to stop fighting.
Those remaining in the bushes, and what he said, to come back home, to come and hand their weapon to the administration for them to be free.
A good number of war weapons belonging to the former separatist commander were also presented to the administration. Field Marshal Melepede and his fighter General Jagaban will be taken to the DDR Center for transformation. It should be noted that in his fighting days, he commanded Mbonge Subdivision in Melepede Division and extended to some parts of Ndian Division, still in the southwest region.
According to how things they did, I send my woman, the uncle for coming my pa, and I come and receive me very well. I don't get no problem. All these things that they show, now my weapon they all, and I don't present myself. Anyone will remain. If he call me, he will come. Anyone will strong, he will get it. I come with all my heart, everything. More than also more than fear. Any man get the information. If you not reach me, if any man reach me, I did today, I will come back for life. That time the road there, I will come back for life. Amen. Because it's not easy to come here. It's not easy to see my fathers. Today, already in my spirit and my soul, I give unto God. Call Evangelist Joel in Apostolic Church. Yes, I'm here today to surrender myself, truth and in spirit, with all my heart, to come and meet my father, Chamberlain. So I don't have anything to say further, apart of say I don't have any lost minds to do anything, apart of all my brothers that they are in bush. They will come and meet me by the grace of God. Amen.
Field Marshal Melepede is a living ghost of ribbons, the tiger of ribbons, the lion of the jungle. One, and this idea on top road live. We'll see how the ghost town for Amba land will be effective. The Field Marshal's name for Amba land they put down. The Field Marshal the secretary, the living ghost live.
Fellow population, as I want talk, all man the place there. At the tongue now, so now Field Marshal expectation the living ghost for the ribbons under meme at the tongue now. For Abita Kola ya place there, for Aputi ya place there, for Lucifer ya place there. Me, I don't come on road now for see how the ghost town way all she don't put them, for see how all things go stop. I don't put them now. For say me, I don't come on road. I don't get fear for anything. As they talk say, they don't block road or I'm in there, they come. I didn't arrive for, I don't feel tonton go Ikumbi, come back. As soon as I say, I don't tonton, all side go up, come back. Make noise, shoot gun, they no come. I don't get time for say this. I don't call the hotel, they need the car. I don't know what I wait till they fear. I don't know how I they fear. They know still come. I don't call the hotel, they need the come. So me, Field Marshal expectation, the living go be prepared for the ghost town will put them. I don't stand for say no man no go pass until for ghost town end.
We hear you, sir.
For the road.
We hear you, Field Marshal.
We will stand. Now the soldier than that. Now the soldier than that.
Life.
As soon as I see them. Now the soldier than that.
Life.
As soon as I see them.
Life.
Yes. As soon as I see them so. Now then that. They stand so. All them. Now then that. As soon as I see them. No man need to shake. All they at a lot. Would they here also don't cover out? Would they close to 400 and something? Yes. We mean business. As we don't put them. We don't put them. But me, I the assure Ambazonia government say, like public, they don't start till they no go end them. Godi, don't make mistake for waiting no be able to do them. Say he the proud say, General Dino, he go die and he don't die. No problem. I thank you. But the pains with me, I'll get like public government, they will go cry. I thank you now.
We hear you, Field Marshal.
Lesson number one, my country people, talk about it. Listen, whether or not you accept, my country people is a force to reckon with. Me, I agree. He's an enemy that is strong. So, Ambazonians will thank my country people for the wonderful job. Now, we'll go ahead.
But this is the reality. People listen to the devil himself, my country people of La Republic, more than they listen to some Ambazonian activists. This is the reality.
Greetings, fellow ambassadors.
We move from our voices, because it started with our voices, it moved to their voices, it moved to those voices, and now it is graduating to those terrorists. These are the trajectory to know that we are in a kind of we are between the devil and the deep blue sea. What has been done, what has been achieved so far, the balance sheet is that direct violence has actually reduced in some areas. The government has tried its best, but the question is, I always ask this, what has some of the separatists done in terms of abating or reducing this conflict to some level? Because some still say they will fight to the last man standing. Some still say schools should not resume. Some still say that hospitals should not operate in some areas. Some still stand on the fact that those who are actually preaching for elections are blackleg and should be treated in the kind of their own way. These are the facts. And I always say that we have moved from 8 years. Let us take an introspection from both sides. What have we done so far to resolve this conflict from our individual end? If you look at what is happening at the other side, both sides, I ask a simple question that for 8 years, we have been saying, oh, no school, oh, ghost town, all this. What have we been able to achieve? Last man standing, there was some who always tell you that we'll fight to the last man standing. Now, baby, when we stand and say that no election, no this for 8 years, and mind you, within the first 5 years, if you ask the mother in Munya and Nkunda that, mommy, how do you want this crisis to an end? They will tell you that my people want independent. Go now, 8 years on now, and ask that say, mommy, what do you want? That my picking, I want peace. They are not telling you why they want confederation, federation, decentralization. They will tell you that Mapiki na one piece. That is to tell you that they are tired. And also, some of the reasons why you may not have this direct violence is also because there's what we call acclimatization. That is, within the first 3 years, people are still dangling. Mind you that, like in Bomaka, once somebody is killed now with a gun, within 5 minutes, it's like nothing happened. But in 2018, if a gun is shot in Munya, Moliko shuts down. But now they will be shooting down here. That gun the island of side, and of that side. Within no time, everybody has adapted.
The diaspora has contributed enormously. We know the famous names, even the aspect of the famous Gary Master who gave instructions for the hands of CDC workers to be chopped off. And so the diaspora has a responsibility in terms of turning down the rhetoric on the premise that when they say they will buy guns, are doing fundraising, local government upon local government to do fundraising to buy guns, to give to who? They are in America buying guns for Cameroonians to kill Cameroonians. And this is what, Mr. Leo has gone a long way to embolden a cross-section of our brothers that are in the bushes. But from my personal experience, for those I've had time to talk with, these guys don't really want to divide Cameroon. I remember a video came up a few days back, I think it was reported on one of the blogs, where the picture of His Excellency President Paul Biya was seen in the home of a separatist fighter. And the question that was begging for answers is, why will you have the picture of the President of the Republic in your parlor or your living room, and you are carrying a gun against the government he appoints? It simply tells you that people are simply disgruntled about the injustices that have been recorded over the years, and all they are asking for is for better working and living conditions. And so those who are abroad, who see a crossing of the amenities that they are seeing in foreign countries, and also having an understanding that with all the endowments that this country have, if we just have an enabling environment for good governance, they will be able to come back home and have a better country. It is left for them to be able to say, maybe use diplomatic tools to be able to mount pressure. Because you asked a question to Jarvis a while ago, and this also has a backdrop on it, because when you study the international space, Mr. Leo, the world is in chaos. There are problems left around. Everybody's trying to see how they can manage their problem in their various spheres.
Yeah.
And I believe
Europe is also very
beautiful. So you realize that even the diplomats have been telling us that this is a Cameroonian issue. We should have it addressed from the Cameroonian perspective. So Cameroonians who are abroad should know that they have caused a lot of harm by the kind of messaging they continue to do. Because I've received calls on some of them who have told me, how can you be a bona fide Southern Cameroonian and you're talking about nation building? Stop that nonsense. Come and join forces with us for us to be able to conquer La Republique, so that we build our own country. And I asked one of them one day, you talk about Southern Cameroon still predominantly. Why have you not been talking about British Northern Cameroon? And it's like, what you concern you? They are comfortable where they are. I said, no, listen. If you admit and accept that our brothers of British Northern Cameroon are today called Nigerians because of the fact that their fathers voted to join Nigeria, then you must admit the fact that because our fathers voted to join our brothers east of the Mongo, that we are Cameroonians. And therefore, if we admit that we are Cameroonians, then we shouldn't. I made a statement the other day, and one builder came and told me, be very careful. See, if the foundation of a building has a problem, you don't destroy the building. You reinforce the foundation for the building to be able to stand. It is of the truth. A series of things have gone wrong in our nation. Do we then put the nation on fire and start back all over again? The question, the answer, the affirmative is no. We should be able to turn down the rhetoric, because even the Bible says, blessed are the peacemakers. We can't continue to fund the killing of one another and sit back in Europe. We said children do not go to school when our own children in Europe are going to school. We would have simply told the Cameroonians, as you see us like this, I am in America, my children are not going to go to sympathize with you. But we watch videos, we see pictures of people attending graduation ceremonies of their own children and asking us in Cameroon not to allow our own children to go to school. I'm trying to say, our brethren out there, You are our brothers. You are a gift to us. None of us applied to be Cameroonians. God just chose in His sovereignty that we should all be called Cameroonians. My appeal is that even if you are angry, the Bible says, be angry and sin not. Okay? And what does it mean to be angry and sin not? It means that don't go about destroying what you could preserve. And the killing of lives is what we can never gain back. So any idea of you wanting to take another life and making strategies to take another life is a great call for concern for all of us. And like my other co-panelists said, it is high time, like the bishop said the other day, that peace is not gotten from the graveyard.
Kumba.
Former evangelist Ndim Joel, who was famously known as Phil Melepede, one of the pioneer youths to take up arms against the state of Cameroon when crisis erupted in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon, was presented at the explanade of the Melepede Divisional Office in Nkunda on Friday after he dropped his weapons on Wednesday.
We have succeeded to advise him to come back home. They are also victims because they have been misled by their brothers abroad.
Joel and one of his fighters, General Jagaban, promised to embrace peace, encouraging others to also drop their weapons.
I don't come today to meet up my papa them, for hand over everything. I don't see and say wait will be the do it be very wrong. And my brothers them, where they there for bush, may all them they come so they'll be together. We'll see how all things will be fine. Any picking, when I'm a picking there for bush, if you are come, me fear, may call my number. I will can't receive it for any place. You know, for bush day, you feel sick, you know, get way for go hospital. So at the beguna, mona come up.
You say you met him when you went down for a documentary shoot down there?
Yeah, this guy was one of the guys that actually stopped us at around Kwakwa, because around the Strait of Kwakwa and Akebole. That was 2021 or 2020 when we had the documentary. So when I hear people were saying that this guy is not an Amba, I was laughing because these are people who have not gone down there. These are people who are sitting in their offices in abroad or sitting somewhere, and by emotional experience they just want to say no, it's not an Amba. But when you see an Amba drops a gun, people come and tell you no, the Amba cannot be fresh like this. No Amba, they expect. So the truth is, this guy, as you have seen, this guy is one of those who actually stopped us when we were going towards that area. And when people are saying that it's not Amba, I just laugh because like we have had a lot of cases where you see Amba come and drop their weapons and people will say no, they are not Amba. But on this case that this person stopped us, that we saw with the people that were around that road, you could see from their faces how dreaded they are. Then somebody comes and tell you that no, this guy is not Amba. I think Cameroonians are not fools. And at that level, the SGO will not be fooling himself to that level to say that okay, this person has surrendered. And some other person came and said, oh, you see that this are stage government. Stage how? Stage how? When we sometimes we see on social media how sometimes they brandish their ammunitions, how they brandish it, and now when we see that, people say, oh, it's fake. Fake how?
Okay. What would push these guys? Because more and more they are happening. I just did not want to get what I have, to see them surrendering. And there were some killings in was it in Mamu recently, of this guy who has one eye, they call him Commander Luther. He was killed alongside some other guys of, is it Faku Mountain Lions? Okay, Faku Mountain Lions. Yeah, what would push somebody who has been in the fight for over 80 years to come out publicly to drop his weapons?
The reason why most of these guys would lay down their arm, as we are seeing, I think beginning 2021, where it is almost a monthly thing, it is because most of them have come to realize that those sponsoring them abroad are no longer what they had promised them at the beginning of the conflict.
The act of dropping arms is very important, because if you look at the Nigerian Biafra Civil War that started in 1967, ended just within 3 years, was because the leaders saw that it was practically impossible for this to move forward, and looking at the way in which the people of the Biafra were being subjugated to inhumane treatment for the sake of humanity, let us down our arms. And that's why we are making this appeal that for 8 years now, let us ask ourselves the question, as a people, what have we achieved as a people, as per community? What have we achieved? I can list plethora of issues that we have actually lost and which is affecting us in the next years to come. If this continue, the Anglophone population will be totally assimilated, where it will be difficult to identify who an Anglophone is and who a Francophone is. For example, there are people, all those of us here already in Douala, we find it sometimes difficult to speak in English. The children that have been born here, they are purely, some of our children that are in Douala, they are purely in French. Now, because the areas that they ought to study cannot actually take them of because of this insecurity. You also see a situation where the cultural value that we used to have in our different localities, it has not only died down, but it is making life also miserable for the locals who used to benefit from economic activities. For example, when you have cultural week in the villages, it was a moment for a cultural retreat where people leave the towns and go to the villages.
The hotels,
you see the hotels, the businesses. For a week, the village is booming. On holidays, the village is booming because people have come to the village to express it, and people take their children back to the village to understand these cultures, to see how these masquerades are dancing, to understand. But now, for 8 years, I can tell you without any iota of doubt that this is actually lacking in our communities. Also, the issue about the cultural value of venerating our death or those of our fallen compatriots in our culture. The Northwest had that cultural inclination that you cannot bury a son or daughter of the soil out of the region of origin. That's why in the Menchum or Way village where I come from, if somebody dies in Douala, even if that person has a mansion, that person will be transported back to the village. But let me tell you, in the advent of this crisis, we have had chiefs that have been buried out of their homes. The culture is now fading away, and we ask ourselves, where do we stand? We also stand a high risk of losing, because the Northwest and Southwest is a touristic site that have not been developed and ought to have been developed, which should be more. For example, Nemenchum 4 is a good touristic site that if you look at the Ministry of Tourism, really plan that very well. It can be a good site. Look at the Bengui, look at the Twin Lake. These are areas that you can develop. You move across Northwest and Southwest. You have good touristic sites that you can give good money like Dubai. But we cannot exploit those services now. Why? Because the guns are busy, the guns are up, and we think as a people that we lost again. And I keep telling those who say we'll fight to the last man standing, and I tell them the same question. Let us look at Colombia. The FARC rebels. The FARC rebels in Colombia, did they achieve what they ought to achieve? No. The FARC rebels fought for 20 years. See, now they finally did not achieve. What did they do? They moved to a political movement. They decided not to take a political route, and that's why I'm calling to those who are having arms that, my dear brothers, 2025 it is the political year. 2026 is another political year. The power you have for Ghost Town, use this power to mobilize people in the Northwest and Southwest region. They should register massively. Look at the political leader that can navigate. Yes, the political leader that can navigate that can actually negotiate their way to the parliament. Because if you don't do that, you will actually pave the way. Today they are saying, oh, parliament is not talking about Anglophone crisis. Parliament is not talking about Anglophone crisis. When SDF had a power, had some substantial amount of parliamentarian, we saw what happened. There was a time when SDF took the rushroom and said, oh, they go kill we tire. Hey, they go kill we tire, when they were talking about the Anglophone crisis. But when the 2020 election took place, parliamentary election, SDF lost its position because in the Northwest and Southwest they said there should not be election. And those who had Amotka, like Ms. Angie said, navigated their way unnecodemously, went and voted and defended themselves, and SDF they took all the seats in those key areas. So SDF now lost its power of negotiating.
No. We are 80 years into this struggle. The international community is not coming. We've waited for so long, and also the government is sticking to its outcome of the major national dialogue, because from time to time we have meetings that are held, chaired by the Prime Minister, to evaluate implementation so far. what should be the posture of Anglophones who still believe that we have to fight till the last man standing?
Lesson number one, my country people, Dr. Weti. Listen, whether or not you accept, my country people is a force to reckon with. Me, I agree. He's an enemy that is strong. So, Ambazonians will thank my country people for the wonderful job. Now, we'll go ahead.
But this is the reality. People listen to the devil himself, my country people of La Republic, more than they listen to some Ambazonian activists. This is the reality.
At one moment, somebody will come up that will give us a laissez-passer. You hear? Door man called Sama Thomas. Never, and mark me, never cross-examine me or tell me that I'm a coward. If you tell me that I'm a coward, I will show you what a coward can do to an intelligent man. It's a teacher talking. So be very careful. Be very careful. Sama Thomas is a teacher talking. Katanos door-smelling man. If you imagine, they take struggle, they sell them for money, oh, they want to talk. If Jero can't talk, say, it will be coward. The struggle has been transformed in Europe for money. That's all.
Individual, the way you know they will write affidavit and they will take the money, do it with them. No, I want you me instead tell me, say, no, you know many people the way they not take the money for affidavit. And then they not do it again for the struggle. If I don't talk, say, you know individual there, you know not about all the so-called government. I mean, talking about government. I been talk how people they don't individuate the struggle. Governments or individuals they don't individuate the struggle. People they can't pay the money, saying in the name of struggle, when our collective struggle, they carry the money put out of their pocket. So when they don't can't pay the money, you carry the person don't go better life. Me see can't pay the one can't pay again the money for you to take and put out of your pocket. So it be government or now you own the struggle. That's how when grab me there. When people they talk in a way that they look for solution, when our own mindset and only try to protect the same thing way, when they cry now, when I go deport the people they know. When I go for America, I go deport that people them. I tell you, my brother, Comrade Derek, it explains something so grown on men that we buy baby they under their boss. Their balls them, they can't talk trash. They look to a brand that they can't write. Any can't write. What is he defending here? I'm saying that these things are happening because of lack of structures. You go to some country, you want to go seek asylum, you reach for day. You receive na individual detention, you must pay the amount of money. Which way someone told me don't expect for update if that's so they happen for Belgium. It makes sense. Come and register. €20. It's enough. Any document where you want them, they give you. If they don't give you all that document, then you not be able for the commit. At least they put mechanisms they hold you accountable. They create special law for inside that system. Say that association get right for revoke, report an individual, the system revoke the person in asylum, because if the person get asylum through the association get power for report back to Homeland Security or the immigration for that system, for that country. See, this person not be eligible, or there's a problem, you know. They will listen. They will revoke the person in the asylum status. You get the point. Brenda come very talk trash. Oh, you own about government. I know so many people that are not in this government that have signed affidavit. And so what? You know many people. Is that not what I'm talking about? Those people, the way they don't belong to this government, they sign affidavit. They like individual them carry the money put out for their pocket. So they struggle, not that struggle, not a private struggle. The one person don't pay, when they especially the person will come back again can still give the money for individual. Bullshit. If association give paper, you go take asylum. That association, if it gets stronger for that, you don't get a connection them. It get the deal where don't go into that country where they give you that permit for it, even give that asylum paper them. It get right for revoke your asylum status if you know the commit. As simple as that. People no one create structures. One man show the one time. Grab me there, master. Grab me there. You know the beginning. You are an old man with white baby they under your balls. Sit up, man. When we talk serious thing, the way they look for solution, them we will stop all this noise every day. If they can't take them, they take a lesson a phone. You don't even know my point, but you quick for can't jump, for can't respond. Say you know individual the way they back home, even this and that, where they pay for asylum. Of course, is that not what we are decrying? When it be this whole government, yeah, mindset away for protect government. Wait till they talk for you and say whether government or individual and they're not supposed to collect people them money for asylum. They say chop small, chop plenty, chop small, chop plenty. If they create reliable and accountable structure them, affiliate them for where you get grounds, you get root for country where they seek asylum for it. Like some talk for Belgium, how much for car register for Southern Cameroon Association, €20. You can't register for it, they'll give all document. Then say you come, you know register. Who they want come in one register, they want go pay an individual €500 or €600 for sign affidavit. Who can do that? Who no one save more money? That's the way forward. Whether individual or not, those individuals they take that money the way they go pay for them, so they don't take and put them in their pocket. So if you be individual, I can't pay you, sign me as affidavit. I give you $500. You the especially when I don't life done better for me, I come again. I can't begin pay you every month. You as an individual, you don't even get that capacity, you don't even get that power for even go revoke my right. You don't even go revoke my asylum because you just sign an affidavit. Maybe you file for me. Maybe you go stand for court, defend for me. But if the association build you up that profile, even defend for you, hire a lawyer.